So moving on to, I want to talk about MKO Abiola and kind of link it up with the current president. Do you see any similarities between?
None whatsoever.
What are your thoughts on Abiola, and then do you see any similarities?
When Abiola was running for the president, I was already well in my 20s. I was closer to 30 than to 20 when he was running, so I wasn't a child. And what I know as a fact is that the Nigerians they invested their hope in Abiola. They voted for him across the length and breadth of Nigeria. The election was annulled. That Nigeria was brutally divided along ethnic lines in order to sustain that annulment, moved Abiola into another realm entirely. To now compare such a person with a man who has literally shot his way to power, literally, who is busy dividing Nigeria in order to preserve himself in office, is a travesty. You can't compare the two. In actual fact, it's an insult to Abiola's memory that people find this comparison sometimes, and I'm very pained. The man deserved better. It's a double tragedy to die for a people who will be comparing him to the person who currently occupies that office. They are not the same. Abiola was a much better human being.
I mean, there have been allegations of corruption against him, against Abiola. What would you say?
It is not my business to be defending a dead man of charges that are being raised against him after the fact of his death. When he was alive, they should have raised all these different charges. When he was alive, none of these charges were raised without him addressing them. And we did not vote for him to become a saint. We voted for a man to become the president. Those who have removed him from gaining that office, who prevented him, doesn't lie in their mouths to justify their evil deeds by concocting all manners of crimes as afterthoughts in justification of their evil. He was corrupt, he was this, he sponsored coup, he did that. We knew what he was when we were voting for him. But we were not voting for him to enter the office of the Pope. He wasn't meant to become the Bishop of Nigeria. We voted for the President of Nigeria. And if he had proven to be all those things that they are now accusing him of, we would have not voted for him in the re-election. It was up to us. In our stupidity, we voted for him. And that was our prerogative. It wasn't the prerogative of IBB, Abacha, Obasanjo, and all the idiots who sat down to annul that election. It wasn't their prerogative. It was the prerogative of the Nigerian people. And they exercised that prerogative. And since that prerogative was cancelled 32 years ago, we've been in the wilderness. So to compare that man to this one, the only thing that connects them is the fact that this one has leveraged on the loss of Abiola to force himself into national reckoning, but to extend it to suggest that Tinubu in some way, shape or form offers any shadow of Abiola is an insult to the memory of Abiola. They are not the same. Infradig.
Yes, sir.